All right, to simplify this expression, notice that we have a fraction raised to an exponent. And in the fraction, we have a numerator that's the product of two things raised to an exponent. So there's a lot of things going on here. We need to refresh on a couple of properties of exponents. One is the product to a power rule, which says if you have the product of two things raised to an exponent, so x times y to the m, this is the same as taking x to the m times y to the m. Just take each of those things inside the parentheses and raise it to that exponent. That's called the products to a power rule. And the other one is similar to it. It's a quotient or a fraction to a power. So again, you take whatever's inside the parentheses and raise those two things to this exponent. In this case, it's the numerator gets raised to the m power and the denominator gets raised to the m power. So the product and the quotient rules are what we're going to use to simplify this. So let's take a look at this problem down here where I've got a little bit of room to work. The first thing I want to do is split the fraction up using that quotient rule. I'm going to raise the numerator to the third power. So negative 3x to the fifth. Take that and raise it to the third power. And do the same thing with the denominator, y to the sixth. Raise that to the third power. So those two things inside the parentheses both got raised to the third power. Now in the numerator, I'm going to use that product to a power rule. So I've got negative 3x to the fifth, all of that raised to the third power, which means that the negative 3 is going to get raised to the third power, and x to the fifth is also going to get raised to the third power. And then in the denominator, well, here I've got another rule that I forgot to remind us about. It's this power to a power rule. If you have y to the m, and then you raise that to the n power, the power to a power, the rule is you multiply those exponents. So it's going to be y to the m times n. And that's what's going on here. It's going to be y to the 6 times 3. So we can just go ahead and take care of that right now. It's y to the 18th. So we're almost done. We just need to simplify in the numerator a little bit more. Negative 3 cubed is negative 27. X to the fifth cubed. Same exact rule that we used here. A power raised to a power. We multiply the exponent, so we get 15 for the exponent. So the numerator is negative 27. Oops, I said y, but I meant x. And I keep track of those variables. X to the fifth cubed is x to the 15th, and in the denominator, y to the 18th. So that's this problem simplified.